Good morning, traders. So we're still using the Bill Williams, and we are trading the Aussie, the South African top 40. So I am just starting off on the monthly, just to highlight that we've been in a bit of a range on the monthly. And if you look to the left, you can see we've pretty much hung up in this zone of resistance here. And more importantly, we have crossed over on the oscillator, or busy crossing over on the, sorry, not the oscillators, the alligator. And that is indicating a change in long-term trend. If I look at the weekly, pretty much the same picture. We've already broken through and we're pointing down strongly. Okay, so let's look at the daily. Now we had another bit of a rally on the daily, but I think it was just lining up nicely for a continuation of this down move and potentially a breakthrough of these lower levels. So there's been a lot of consolidation the last 2 months. If you look at this up and down, it hasn't been trending like it was 2 months ago, but we are below the alligator, and below the alligator trend is down. So from a daily perspective, we are still down. And if I'm correct, I think we have hit the 61.8. Yep, I am correct. Okay, so we hit the 61.8 yesterday, and we'll leave that in and we'll have a look at it on the lower time frames. But if we look at the 4 hour, okay, really difficult to trade this thing all over the place. Alligator's not helping us, nothing's helping us. But there is something that is pointing to a potential turn. That is, we are grouped in the sell zone on the oscillator. Okay, we have broken through the alligator, but we are on the 61.8. So we closed pretty much on the 61.8. That to me is another entry for a short. Now the problem is, because of FOMC is not something that I would have taken overnight, because it could have gone either way. But what you're going to find today is we are going to have a massive gap down. So 10 cents flat. Okay, so there's no real movement in 10 cents at the moment. The rand dollar 14.36, that's also pretty flat. It doesn't sound right, just want to refresh. No, okay, it is right. The Nasdaq was down 2.29%, and the S&P was down 2.4%, and the Dow was down 2.4%. So I would expect us to gap down a bit, okay, and bounce off this level, and probably come and test these previous lows again. Okay, so in other words, I'm still expecting more consolidation on this thing. So again, it's not something that I'll be trading for the rest of the year. It's just it's going to be, volumes are going to be light, and it's going to be extremely volatile. So I'd rather stick with the Dax or the Dow, or even a currency pair, to be honest, because there'll be more trading volumes on it, which will allow you to, price action will work out better, and you'll have better, much better trades. But be that as it may, let's just, if there are people out there that are looking at this over the holidays. So you can see from the 1 hour, we have broken through the 1 hour alligator. Now, I am expecting a gap down. The question is whether it's going to be a gap and a run, which is possible, or is just going to be a gap, come and test these the alligator here, and then move back to the upside, which is also possible. Okay, so the Dow and the Dax, pretty much most of the US markets, are looking very, very oversold. So I am expecting buyers to step in somewhere along the line, even if it is just for a short-term gain. And how that translates into the Aussie, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of the short and sweet of this at the moment. I'm anticipating a gap down, but in all honesty, where we're going to move to, I don't know. I'm expecting this kind of price action that we've had for the last 3 days to continue during this December period, and probably well into the first week of January as well. Okay, so just be very cautious. I think your better bet on this, if you are going to trade this, is pick a 12 or a 15-minute chart and trade off that. I mean, even a 12-minute chart. I mean, look at the oscillator here. Within a range, we're up, down, up, down. Okay, and it's not to be frowned upon. It's a 250 point range, but that's moving the oscillator between overbought and oversold. Okay, so anyway, expecting gap down. I think levels to watch are obviously a break below 45,364. If we do break below that, you can expect, well, that is an inside tail there, ever so slightly. So that would be a target area, which is 45,028. Okay, and if I can just try pick these up off the 4 hour, yeah, that does line up quite nicely. There it is there. Yeah, so I think this would be my first target area. So if we do get going on the short, 4,500, but guys, just bear in mind that futures close out is today, so it's going to be even more volatile. Specifically around quarter to 12, between quarter to 12 and quarter past 12. So basically, all the people that are trading futures, puts and calls, they would be trying to cover their trades because they're basically betting that price is going to close at a certain level or below or above a certain level today at 12 o'clock. So if they're on the losing side of it, they would then buy contracts on the futures market in the opposite direction to try and mitigate their risk. Okay, so just be very cautious today. And in actual fact, my advice to you is not even bother with this today. Let the futures market play out. Look at it again after 12 o'clock. But I expect that we are going to be somewhere around either right on the alligator here, which is 45,360, or we're going to be close to 4,500. And 4,500 seems to be the target area that I have in mind at the moment. Okay, so the short of it is really a bit of a gap down, back down to test this range, and then who knows from there. So short from here to down, may just gap down to the bottom. Not sure that I'd want to take a long here, 45,300. Could possibly come back down to 4,500. And even there, I'm not sure I want to take a long either. Okay, so let me just, I just want to see if we have new. There's the new contract there. Let's just have a quick look. Okay. I just want to see what the pricing is at the moment here. So we're around 46, and target area I'm looking for is there. 45,470. Okay, yeah, so I think that 45,300 is probably, it could be the area to watch, or alternative 4,500. Those are the areas that you need to watch. So if you are going to trade it, that's my short targets. And after that, I would just get out and wait. I'm not going to bother with anything else until after 12 o'clock. And my advice to you really is rather go look at the Dax or the Dow right now. There's some pretty good potential long setups brewing. You're just going to have to watch sort of every hour or every 2 hours, just check in to see what's going on. And that would tell you whether we've got the trade or not. Okay, so yeah, sorry, pretty short today. Probably doesn't help you much, but it is futures closeout. And I'm always a little bit skeptical about futures closeouts, especially on the Aussie. And the December one is the worst because you have these violent swings within a 5-minute period, and it's just impossible to catch. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. But for me, it's just not worth the risk or the stress. Okay, so sorry about that. No, it doesn't help all of you, but just the way I trade it. Anyway, guys, catch up with you later. Keep those stops tight if you are trading it, and enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers for now.